Australia is a diverse nation home to 23 million people. According to the 2011 National Census, 25% of Australians were born overseas, and 43% of the national population were either born overseas or have one parent who was.
This shows how multicultural Australia is and gives a brief example of the many different possibilities of races that live in Australia.
Race can be defined as a social concept used to categorize humans into large and distinct populations.
We from the Australian Social Research Group have identified a significant issue in the wider Australian community that needs addressing.
We looked at 6 different research texts that examine the youth of different racial groups in Australia and how these groups experience issues in their everyday life.
HANNZIK research article focuses on the Arab Muslim Australian youth and how their active citizenship and overall well-being can suffer due to not receiving a strong and inclusive educational experience. Kabir's research article also looks at the Arab Muslim Australian youth. He links the research gained from interviewing old and new Muslims to examples of racial events that have occurred in Australia to make an overall judgment of how race affects the youth.
The Australian media identify African refugee youth as a problem group. In particular, the media in Melbourne was attracted to numerous accounts where African refugees were recognised as either victims or perpetrators. Helen and Galois discussed Greek Australian youth in comparison to Anglo-Australian youth. Findings in this study suggested that each role of these subcultures uphold a number of differing beliefs in relation to sex role stereotypes and attitudes to marriage.
Kika Tucker studies the development of Indigenous Australian youth's racial identity and how it impacts their health and well-being. Her study shows that Indigenous people become aware of the racial differences that exist at a very young age. Stevens aimed to research the social adaptation of youth from Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. Even though it is believed that social cohesion is achievable despite the diversity of immigrants, this is not the case, as Cambodian youth still experience some degree of social division.
Within each of these articles, the same limitations appear. Often their research group was too specific, leading to an inclusive report. We also found that their methods of research left them with a non-holistic view of the research. This then left them without a plan to eliminate the problem areas and improve the lives of Australian youth as a whole.
There are many different research methods through which to acquire necessary data. Quantitative methods are usually objective, such as structured interviews or questionnaires, and are there to develop generalizations.
Additionally, qualitative research methods produces more in-depth findings, chosen to explore the effect of race on the youth of Australians in an in-depth interview study.
Both Indigenous Australians and immigrants are still victims of cultural racism.
We believe that the in-depth interviewing methods is the best approach because inviting individuals to talk about their lives allows us to collect empirical data about their social world necessary for facilitating change and racial awareness. This is important as we wish to learn about the lives of the community and those affected by racial issues.
With this method, we hope to interview 2 age groups, seniors and youth, to analyze the differences, similarities, and specific patterns. This is a time-consuming and demanding process that requires advanced research skills, and we need your help in the funding in order to secure the research.
Thank you.